Clicks Gone Wild, reviews, how-tos, and recaps. Hello everyone, Gilly here, and it's Saturday, August the 16th, about 9 o'clock in the evening where I'm at, and I'm actually about to hit send on Matt Ford's training replay from last night's session. It's an hour and 20 minutes, and here's what you missed. Matt opened the session with the subject line tool that he uses to rate the quality of the subject lines before sending any of his campaigns out. That way you know how effective it is, and also so you can double check that you can more or less include at least 1 to 2 of the main critical components and scoring factors on that particular website. The link is going to be in the notes. That way you guys can just click it, check out the tool, and use it for some of the action items that Matt had set on the session. Find out more by checking the replay so you know what these action items are, and send all your entries into cgwhelpdesk.com. That way Matt can check it out and we can prepare for the next session with Matt. All right? Now, he goes a step further. When writing your subject lines, ask yourself who cares about this, because the more folks it touches, the more lives it can affect and really impact, the higher the likelihood of the open, and the more folks that open it, the better your chances for getting that click and ultimately the conversion. Once you've got a subject line that you're happy with, or maybe you're stuck and are racking your brains, you don't have to worry. He'll be sharing a file which has multiple subject lines that are effective, not only in the online space or marketing niche, but from different industries as well. So these are subject lines that Matt's either researched or used for his own campaigns or that of his clients and projects that he's worked on. They're very effective, they're very catchy, and simply by changing a couple of the words, you'll be able to modify it and make it exceptionally relevant, or at least have it fit and apply to the industry and the type of list you're marketing and mailing to. And Matt reminds everybody, keep in mind your target audience and what you're looking to do. Are you looking to brand yourself? Are you looking to simply promote something one time? That way you can, you can write and modify your work accordingly. Okay. Once you do have that subject line, he goes and talks more about the type of body and email copy you're going to go ahead and write. And ultimately it comes down to this. Do these sentences, right, whether it's a couple of them or a lot, are these sentences, do they make enough of an impact in the life of that person reading it to get that click, right? Do they make enough of an impact for you to get that particular click? So keep that in mind, and Matt actually talks, and we do dig into this by multiple subject lines that we score, give feedback, and modify on the session, and also talk about the type of email copy to send out given that particular subject line. So do check it out, all right? Now, he also talks about the language to use inside of your email body. Last week, he shared some different words, what to use, what not to use. On our session last night, he talks about the difference between using the word discover as opposed to using the word learn. What the differences are, what to look out for, and which one to use. So check out the replay so you know which one to apply in your copy. That way it generates more curiosity and brings you closer to those clicks, right? So which do you use, discover or learn? Find out in the video. Okay? Now, each word you use inside of your email body has to be carefully selected or crafted, or at least something meaningful and purpose. It has to be there, and Matt says this, right? I'll put him in a quote. It has to be put there to move the situation forward, to compel them to get that click. He talks about how Harold Robbins' writing style moves the story forward and is compelling, as opposed to Stephen King's work, where he can be highly descriptive and go on for hours describing a room or a teapot, which doesn't necessarily advance or make the story more meaningful. It's just a lot of extra words on a page, and that's what we want to avoid when we're sending out our copy. It's got to be purposeful, it's got to be meaningful, and it has to be there to generate and get that particular click. Samples were given in the video. All right? Now, he does close the session with a nice little concrete scenario of, here's an example of a subject line we're going to modify from my list. And he talks about a subject line, how to figure out what to charge, all right? How to figure out what to charge in the business niche is easily in the top 3 requests, concerns, or problems to solve, right? So when he says, who would care about this? A lot of people care about that in the business niche. And so we modify that to the job space niche, right? Live on the session, we also edit and modify it. He modifies it by going, how much money should you ask for in your next interview? And a lot of people had that aha moment when he shared and modified it live on the session. Also goes into what type of email body would fit nicely with that particular subject line. So definitely check out Matt Ford's training replay. It will go inside of the Clicks Gone Wild course or the membership site, and it will be made available under the live training replays. All right. And before I end this particular video, I just wanted to take the time and send a big, heartfelt and many thank yous to everybody in Clicks Gone Wild, especially the folks that took the time to read the post, hit the like button, and post some awesome comments on there. I woke up this morning to over 50 comments. I read every single one of them, and what a great way to really be able to start my day, and just the awesomeness and positivity that was on there. There were folks, you know, posting stuff that, you know, some of the side conversations we've had. There were people posting video responses or some funny songs in there, and so thank you. Right? I mean, it's been awesome just getting started with the Clicks Gone Wild team. It's an amazing experience just being part of the Clicks Gone Wild family and getting a chance to work with you guys and being a part of this particular journey. And like Christina said in her comment, you know, really, we're just getting started. I'm just getting started. And what I'm looking forward to is to continue to see the type of growth and results that people put up as part of the Clicks Gone Wild journey and this entire process in itself. Right? What I noticed a lot about the comments that were being posted on there was really what it came down to is getting stuff done, and how it seems like I never really sleep, and truth is I don't. That's my secret. But getting stuff done, right? And so a lot of it has to do with planning, preparation, and balance, and that's how I'm able to balance and juggle all these different things that I've got going on in my life as well as business. So I wanted to close this session and, you know, share some tips and tools that I actually use. You know, when you think about it, right? Think about football, right? Because a month before an actual game, there's so much prep time involved. There's video footage that you have to watch. There's hours of training and practice. There's hours of training inside of the gym room or the weights room, right, working there. And there's hours that go into mental preparation as well, making sure you're eating right, you're around your team, and showing up every day for practice to get stuff done. Right? So my question to you guys is, how much time do you take to prepare for the week that lies ahead? Whether it's for your personal, your family, your hobbies, or even for something like your business and Clicks Gone Wild, right? Here are some concepts and tools that I use, how I actually prepare. Number one, I do use a calendar, right? I actually have a planner that I use, and I also use Google Calendar on a day-to-day basis. Some of the other online tools that I supplement and work with, for project management, I use Podio.com. I'm a full-time real estate investor. I flip houses, and so I use Podio.com to manage my day-to-day projects and deals. Check that out. It can apply to any industry, any niche, any space. Another tool that I use is Boomerang by Baden. And that's what I use for my emails so that I can respond to people. I can schedule emails out. Also find out who I need to follow up with if they didn't respond to me in a timely manner. So I use Boomerang by Baden. I also use a tool called TimeTrade.com for those of you that are self-employed or that have appointments, or maybe you just you have available time to talk to folks depending on the niche that you're in. Check out TimeTrade.com. That's been exceptionally useful in allowing me to be able to schedule and for folks to pick a time that not only works for me, but it also works for them. So I use TimeTrade to schedule my appointments. Okay, those are the main ones right now, right? From a day-to-day standpoint that I use, along with my daily planner and a Google Calendar, right? Next tip for you, other than these particular tools, how to prepare, right? Get brains in the game. You want to surround yourself with folks that are like-minded, that are in the niche that you're in, and are in a space or at a point in their careers that they can take and help you move forward. So you want to have a good accountability partner, which is another Clicks Gone Wild member. And that way you guys can help, you know, like a workout partner, motivate each other and help get stuff done. Remember, an accountability partner is there to help you get stuff done, not to be an excuse where if they didn't do it, you don't have to do it, or you take your foot off the gas, right? So caution there. The next thing I want to comment on is when it comes to getting brains in the game. You know, Clicks Gone Wild takes the time to source different people with various skill sets and expertise to help move the entire group forward, right? So we're bringing on Joey K's on board now. We got Matt Ford, and there are other folks that will be coming on board and other content contributors, as well as people in the community that are setting a great example and are hitting good results that will be sharing what's working for them. So do look out for that type of content. Now, not only do you want to surround yourself with good people, but another good interpretation of, you know, getting brains in the game or making sure you're dealing with the right people is you want to eliminate folks that aren't contributing to what you're doing. And sometimes even as simple as unsubscribing to all the other gurus and all the other mailing lists that have nothing to do with what we're doing. Those are the shiny distractions, and those are the shiny objects that can steer us away or sidetrack us from what we need to do here on a daily basis. So if you haven't already unsubscribed from some of the other folks out there that are basically not doing what we're doing or don't know what we're doing, unsubscribe to them and focus on the folks that are inside of the Clicks Gone Wild community and the experts that we bring on board, because those are the ones that are most relevant and that are going to get us to where we need to be. Apply their content, right? Next thing I want to share with you guys is obviously the more planning the better, right? And some planning is better than none. I'm sure you folks have heard the saying before, and if you haven't, this one's not, this one's helped me, especially when I'm thinking about not planning or not setting goals or not writing down my action steps. Failure to plan is like planning to fail, right? It's a Benjamin Franklin quote. If you haven't read his bio, I highly encourage you to do it. But having no plan is not a good position to be in, and that's a plan in itself too. So at least having a simple checklist. Start with that, right? And then from there, you'll be able to not only get better at your planning skills and organization skills, but you'll be able to juggle multiple projects, get more stuff done, and spend your time where it really matters most. And that's not always business, right? Because we want to stay well-rounded here. And if you notice, Clicks Gone Wild is about having a lifestyle. Because there's a lot of people out there with money, but they have lives, but they don't have style. And that's why I like to run with these guys. That's why I always check in. And these are the people that I like to surround myself, because they have a lifestyle. And I see the way they are. I see the families that they have and the quality of living that they have. And, that's what I like to work up and to get to. So take the time to plan. And again, failure to plan is basically like planning to fail. So you want to stay away from that. Hopefully you guys take tonight up until first thing on Monday, take some time to set some action steps and plan for the upcoming week, right? We all have the same 24 hours in the day. Whether you're the richest, most powerful man in the world, or you're that guy standing on the corner doing nothing all day. It's the same 24 hours. So take the time, use it wisely, plan for the upcoming week, and I'll see you live on our next session. Have a good one. Bye-bye.